Okay. All right, these are some controversial questions, so if you don't like them, just say pass, okay? All right. Where do you live?
Old City.
All right. Do you have Israeli citizenship or residency? Citizenship? Okay. So the question is Israeli culture influenced by Arab culture at all?
Israeli culture. Influence.
Yeah? Okay, and would you say it's influenced a lot, a little, or somewhere in the middle?
Moderately.
Okay.
Yo, this is Pierre's
You
turn.
can disagree. It's great if it's great if you take turns. It's great if you say it. Okay? Just try not to argue. I just want the opinion.
Yeah.
Each of okay. And can you give some examples
On what?
of the influence?
Food, and
Okay.
also when you listen to music, also they
clothing.
have like drums,
And
for
the hair.
example, and the rhythm too.
Okay.
And the what do you call them? The oud, like the
Okay.
guitar looking thing.
All right.
Stuff like that. Music and food mainly.
All right. And
Also slang.
okay. Can you give some examples?
There's something they call the broom head, which is how they cut their hair. It's just like they keep the top and then they shave the sides, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like between.
That's a lot of stuff.
All right. And would you say that this is good, bad, or neutral? This influence?
I think it's good as long as they don't claim it's their own one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the other? What is your opinion about the Jews who came here from Middle Eastern countries, like the Yemenites or the Iraqis? Do you think
cool.
they're cool? Do you think they've had an influence also?
I mean, everybody has an influence on everybody, you know? I've had like a girlfriend, like a Jewish girlfriend.
I mean, a
that was
noticeable,
Yemenite.
like a significant influence.
No.
Not as significant. Okay. And the last question is, how do you define the word Arab?
Arab.
Because there's some disagreement even in academia.
I mean, everybody that like his mother language is Arabic.
Okay.
I guess.
So, like, if there are Jews from Iraq who grew up speaking Arabic, they would be an Arab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It's basically like kind of Middle Eastern.
Okay.
But you wouldn't call an Israeli Arab, so that's why it's
Okay.
hard.
What if it's an Israeli that grew up speaking Arabic because his parents came from Iraq? This is the controversial part.
I would say yeah.
Okay.
I'd say that, yeah, that would be an Arab.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Want
Do you
an
want to
example
add
of
anything?
Arabs?
What do you mean?
You want an example of Arab? Just like turn the camera right there and you see like a whole bunch of Arabs.
These are the Israeli terrorists.
Oh, wait.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Where are you from?
Miami, Florida.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Jewish though.
That's no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I hang out with a lot of Arabs, so.
Okay. And how long have you been in Israel?
Arabs than Israelis. That's why. Since the end of August.
Is this your first time here?
No.
Okay.
5th or 6th.
Okay. So for you, I guess maybe it would be about Israel and Jewish culture in general. How
You
much?
can ask me. Yeah, you can ask me whichever questions. I think I
Okay.
can try and answer.
So
whatever
do you think it's do you think Israeli culture is
Yeah.
influenced?
Yeah.
By, okay.
Food.
Okay.
Okay, I think.
And we're not
Yeah.
talking. He's a separate person.
Yeah. I think.
Thank you, man.
Okay. I think the Sephardic Jews who came from the Middle Eastern countries had Middle Eastern culture.
Okay. Let's do it.
So distinctly, them and Muslim Arabs, and I guess a small minority of Christian Arabs, all had the same culture. The Sephardic Jews who came here brought that culture with them, and I think Israeli culture was also influenced by Muslim and the Christian minority Arabs. Food, music, tunes. I think also just mentality as well.
Okay. And if you include Jews from the Middle East together with the Palestinian Muslims and Christians. Would you say Israel is very influenced by this culture, or just a little bit, or?
Moderately, because I think Israel's a fusion of Ashkenazi culture and Middle Eastern culture. I think it's its own entity.
Which neither of them stands out more than the other, in your opinion?
I think when Israel was founded, it was more Ashkenazi because most of the people coming to Israel originally were Ashkenazi Jews seeking refugee from anti-Semitism or the Holocaust or whatever it is. But now, in the 50s, a lot of the Arab countries kicked out their Jewish population, so then a lot of Sephardic Jews came here. So I think now that Israel's developed after several decades and going to 3/4 of a century, it's becoming its own entity, and it's producing its new type of Jew that's a fusion of previous Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews.
There's actually a study that says that now more than 50% of is Jews born.
I think outside of Israel, is really where we only see the actual Sephardi or Ashkenazi itself, like really having a use. Obviously, Sephardics come here and they have their own culture, especially with feuds and music.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends who are Sephardic.
And this is
here.
Middle Eastern culture
Middle
or
Eastern,
European?
Sephardic, yeah. Sephardic is Middle Eastern Jewry. Also Ashkenazim, but I think it's becoming more and more obsolete because Israel's its own fusion that's producing its new kind or new breed of Jew.
Okay.
Just like when the Jews got kicked out of Jerusalem 2,000 years ago and they went to Europe, that led to the fostering and the creation of a new kind of European Jew. We've opened up a new leaf in the history books.
Okay.
We've opened up a new page and a new kind of Jews being created.
How do you define the word Arab?
How do I define the word Arab? I think
it's not a wrong answer. Just want to know.
I think Sephardi Jews were Arab.
Like your friend said that it's someone who grew up speaking.
I think Arab's a pan-ethnicity. Okay. So like
most accurate answer I've heard so far.
Yeah, it's not. It's too like you can't say Morocco to Iraq to like you can't say the Arabian Peninsula and then all of North Africa and the Levant is one unified solid ethnicity. I think Arab's a pan-ethnicity because if you look, okay, Kurds. I find it hard to think that like, okay, they're Middle Eastern, but they're not Arabs. Like, clearly they're Arabs. Druze, Arabs. Sephardic Jews, I think they're Arabs, but I think it's a little bit shaky now to define them as that way because now they're here in Israel, which is a Jewish state, so they're Jews. But before, when they were in Baghdad or Beirut or Damascus or even Jerusalem under Ottoman rule, they had a culture more similar to Arab. So how do I define Arab?
But so would this mean though that like if an Arab is born to Arab parents in the United States and he grows up an American, he's no longer
I think he's an Arab. I think he's an Arab. I think.
So how would Jews be different?
Okay, so I think with Sephardim, as I said, Israel's producing its own new breed of Jew. So I think Sephardim are kind of being dissolved into that.
Okay.
Whether it's procreation-wise or the mixing of cultures or whatever it is, they're losing. They're not losing, but rather than losing, they're contributing to something that's being created anew. Okay. Rather than losing the Arab in them, they're adding something new to a different pot of stuff.
Can you tell
ethnicities.
These are kind of trick questions.
Sure.
My major is Middle Eastern Studies, and I learned in yeshiva for 8 years.
Okay.
What are the foundational books of the Jewish faith?
We have the Tanakh, Torah.
And where was that written? Where's the Tanakh written?
I guess in the Sinai or here somewhere.
Several places.
Several places.
Was it in Europe or the Middle East? Let's put it that way.
Look, I wasn't alive 1,500 years ago or 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago. I'm assuming it was written in the Middle East.
Okay. Now, what about after the Hebrew Bible, after the Tanakh? What other books?
Well, we have a few
foundational.
Foundational.
Like Talmud.
Oh yeah, of course the Talmud. The Talmud was written in Babylonian Jerusalem. There's two versions.
All right. And so where is Babylon?
Babylon, I guess it'd be modern-day Iraq-ish.
Okay. So
that area, I'm sure it doesn't go with modern-day borders, but near that area. It's precisely that area.
It goes through. That's pretty much the center of it.
Yeah. So, Fertile Crescent.
So do you find it kind of like ironic that even Jews, like in Europe, who for centuries were not in the Middle East, their whole lifestyle and culture that made them unique is rooted in customs that came from the Middle East?
No, of course. Jews are a Semitic people.